Welcome to Deep Dive Daily News. On Tuesday, Donald Trump gave Russia a 50-day deadline to end the war in Ukraine. But the big question is, what happens after that deadline runs out? Let's start by hearing what Trump himself had to say.
We're very, very unhappy with him, and we're going to be doing very severe tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days. Tariffs at about 100%. You'd call them secondary tariffs. You know what that means.
Okay, so on the surface, it sounds harmless. Just more US sanctions on Russia, right? But don't be fooled. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Behind the scenes, it seems like something much bigger might be brewing. Before we dive deeper into the details, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated. Alright, let's break it down. According to the Financial Times, during a recent phone call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Trump asked him directly, "Can Ukraine strike Moscow and St. Petersburg?" Zelensky's answer, "Yes, but only if we get the weapons to do it." Let that sink in for a second. And this wasn't just a rumor. The Washington Post confirmed it too. But this wasn't just a casual threat. We're talking about targeting a nuclear power, Russia. That's why, when a reporter asked Trump later on whether Zelensky was allowed to attack Moscow, Trump said,
"Should Zelensky target Moscow or deeper into Russia?"
No, he shouldn't target Moscow.
Now here's the thing. Trump himself doesn't always seem to believe his own statements, so how are we supposed to take him seriously? That's why we need to look at other clues. According to The Guardian, Ukraine is still waiting on the delivery of billions of dollars in military hardware, equipment that Trump recently promised. Now ask yourself this, why send billions in weapons to Ukraine? Is it really just for defense, or is something else going on? As hinted in the Financial Times and the Washington Post, to get a better idea, we should look at what Mike Pompeo, Trump's former Secretary of State, said in a recent Fox News interview.
I think Putin should take seriously what he saw happen in Iran. That is a powerful United States response trying to deter...
Pompeo suggested that what happened to Iran might happen again with Russia. So let's rewind a bit to the 12-day war between Israel, the US, and Iran that kicked off right after Trump's 60-day warning to Tehran expired. Just hours after that deadline passed, and even though American negotiators had assured Iran there'd be no attack, Israel, with US logistical support, launched a massive surprise offensive. The goal? Eliminate Iran's top military and political leaders, cripple the regime's security structure, and ultimately collapse the Islamic Republic and replace the ruling system. In the first few waves of what was called Operation Rising Lion, Iran's top commanders were assassinated. Key air defense sites and military facilities were destroyed, thanks to Israeli drones, agents, and insiders. Iran's nuclear facilities were also hit with devastating airstrikes. And there were even assassination attempts on Iran's president, parliament speaker, and Ayatollah Khamenei, though those didn't succeed. And all of that happened right after Trump's 60-day warning to Iran expired. So here's the big question now. Is Trump's 50-day deadline to Russia setting the stage for a similar operation, this time through Ukraine? We'll have to wait and see which predictions come true. But let's be honest, if Ukraine launches a full-scale existential strike on Moscow, we're not just looking at another regional conflict. This could escalate fast into something much bigger, possibly even World War III. So, what do you think? Is history about to repeat itself? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this breakdown helpful, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next. Thanks for sticking with us until the end. See you in the next one.